You see these boxes? Well, that is a pretty good introduction to this video for one simple reason. One of my trade rules is you have to send your part of the trade out within 2 weeks, or the trade is canceled. And that's never going to be more important than it is now because, as you can guess by these boxes, we are beginning to move. We move on June 10, which means we're going to probably shut down our mail service on June 8, which is how long from now? Not long, like maybe 2-3 weeks? 3 weeks. Let's just call it 3 weeks. Which means if we arrange the trade right now, and you get it out within 2 weeks, and it takes a week to get here, it'll get here barely in time for us to leave. If, well, I hope that you guys decide to send, immediately after the trade is arranged. Otherwise, well, the trade might get lost in the mail quite literally forever. So, I hope this is a good indication of why I have trades. The rules are there for a reason, guys. And as always, I have to go over them. The first one is, please only offer cards you actually have. I'm dealing with someone right now who was offering a card that they didn't have, and they contacted me several weeks later saying not only did they not have it, they were working on getting it, but that their mom still doesn't know that they contacted me, so is it okay if we put the trade on hold for a little while? No, it's absolutely not okay, because that violates several of my rules. The new one, just offer the cards you had. I mean, most of my rules I just figured would be common sense, but I guess not. So, new rule, be sure to actually have the cards you're offering when you're actually offering the trade. So yeah. Also, when you send your mail, this isn't necessarily a rule, but it definitely helps. Make sure that you have enough postage on the package or the envelope or whatever. A lot of people just stick on 2 stamps and figure that's enough when it's not, and I have to pay a whole lot of money in order to receive mail these days, oftentimes more than $1.50. So just remember when you're sending me mail, whether it's an FCBM or a trade or something like that, just make sure you send enough money. It's not too big of a deal, but it definitely helps, as you can imagine.
Yeah, just do it. Take it to the post office. It's not that hard.
I do realize that some of you don't have access to the post office or your parents aren't willing to take you there, but just be a little more careful when sending me stuff. If it's more than just a few cards, you're going to need more than a stamp. If it's just one card in an envelope with a piece of paper on it, then that'll just take 1 stamp. Don't worry about it. If it's a few cards, it'll take 2. If it's more than that, you're going to need to actually put on some real postage. Just be a little careful when sending me mail. Anyway, here are the rules, and this is a very thick binder. Before I go into it, a lot of the trades that I have arranged in the past never went through. I probably spent 30 minutes before recording this video right now putting trades back in here that never went through, that I had set aside for people who offered me cards and then just simply never sent their trades. There are some in here which I understand, the trade got lost in the mail, which I understand, when the people continuously send me updates is it there or not, even several weeks out, then I really do believe that it gets lost in the mail, and I'm not going to do this to them. But if you arrange the trade just to waste my time, and it's going to be plainly obvious, you arrange a really big trade, maybe you want to send me a gold Charizard card, or something on my wants list, and I will be getting to that in a second, but don't waste my time, guys. If you aren't going to go through with your trade, don't arrange the trade. And from here on out, if I figure out you're a time waster, or if you arrange the trade and then half the trade never comes in, you never follow up with me on it, or if I try to contact you and you never respond, something like that, I'll call you as a time waster, and I will put you on my untrusted traders list, and we can never arrange a trade again. So yeah, if you break any of these rules, then I'm going to have to do that to you. So pay very close attention to these rules. And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm rude. Believe me, rudeness is the last thing I want to do, but I arranged literally hundreds of trades a month, and not many go through because people don't follow these rules no matter how much I make them clear. If you're not going to follow these rules, that tells me you're not interested in looking to be trusted by me, and so I'm not going to bother trusting you. So just to make it clear, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but if you obey these rules, you're going to make it an easy time for all of us. You, me, if you're young enough, your parents, stuff like that. And to those of you who do go through with the trades, follow all these rules, you have my respect. It blows my mind how few people actually pay attention to these. I know a lot of people are going to ignore these anyway, but I hope that the few people who do really make this an easier time for us, make it process a lot more enjoyable, and hopefully make everyone happy. So, rule number 1, I do not send first. No exceptions. Rule number 2, if you're under the age of 14, get your parents' permission before contacting me. Let's just put it this way. Do you want for me to continue making videos? If you do, you'll do this. There have been quite a few parents, not many, but there have been a few who have threatened legal action against me for talking with their kids without their permission, when in reality it was their kids who contacted me, got all the information, arranged a trade, then told their parents they needed stamps. Their parents asked what are the stamps for, they figure it out, and they feel, oh, well, this is a 22-year-old man talking with my minor child, and, well, obviously that's illegal without their permission. So this is more for really just making everyone happy than
Safety
anything.
purposes,
This is for
too.
safety than anything, too. Yeah, I cannot express enough how much I don't want to deal with angry parents. And I'm sure you don't want to deal with angry parents. I'm sure your parents don't want to be angry. If they do, I am so sorry. But let's just agree that if it's in your parents' interests to not arrange a trade with me, then don't defy their rules. If they say don't trade with this person, leave it at that. If you do want to trade with me, just talk with them first. I'm sure they'll say yes. And if they don't say yes, then we'll just have to leave it at that. But please, if you're at that age where you have to talk with your parents, talk with your parents. The last thing I want is angry parents. The last thing I want is to look bad to people. So, I think I've explained that pretty well. Okay, rule number 3, I'm only trading for cards on my wants list. Luckily, most people seem to actually obey this one pretty well, so that's awesome. It really makes me feel less agitated. My wants list, the link to my wants list is in the description. If you are having trouble opening that link, and some of you do, feel free to email me. My email is in the description as well. Just email me asking for a copy-pasted list, and I will give it to you. But nothing outside the list. And if you're not sure if you have a card that I need, then feel free to pick a picture from Google Images that matches the card you have and send it to me, and I'll tell you whether I really do need it or not. There's been a lot of people who've I don't have anything you need, and they show me a picture, and I'm like, oh, actually, I do need that, and it worked out great. There are also people who say they're convinced they have a card I need, and they really don't, but it's more of just misinformation than actually trying to waste my time. So that's perfectly understandable. So thankfully, this seems to be a rule that you guys really do obey more than anything else, and I thank you guys for that. But yeah, only cards from my wants list. 4, once a trade is finalized, no changes can be made unless you cancel the trade. I've decided that canceling a trade does not mean you're an untrusted trader if you follow specific rules. If you just feel like you don't want to do the trade anymore, then you're an untrusted trader because you're wasting my time. Especially for people who spend days or even weeks arranging a trade and then cancel it within a few minutes. It's nah, I don't want to do it anymore. Well, okay, then you're a time waster and I don't want to waste my time ever again. But more specifically, if we arrange a trade for a few cards on my end and a few cards on your end, and after the trade's finalized, I don't want to come back the next day expecting to see an email from you guys saying I sent out the cards, and instead seeing an email saying I thought it over and can I also have you add in this card. No, once the trade is finalized and I give you my address to send the cards, that's it. You have to either send the cards or cancel the trade. And finally, you must send out your trades within 2 weeks. If I'm not received within 2 weeks, then the trade will be canceled. And the boxes over there are proof as to why it's most important now. Now we get into the cards themselves, and this binder is full. So, from Roaring Skies, a total of 4 duplicates were pulled, which are available. Full Art Latios EX, 2 Mega Latios EX, and 1 Rayquaza EX Dragon type. All are available for cards on my wants list. We can also see what other cards there are. If there's anything from specific sets that they made duplicate prints of, then I'll let you guys know. That is a Japanese, I forgot what it's called, but it's banned from English because of that reverse swastika over there. And that is a Legendary Treasures Zekrom EX. I have 2 of the Secret Rare Pikachu. I have 2 of a lot of things. If you're looking for more than one, let me know and I'll check and see if I have more than one. And everything you see here is near mint or mint. So yeah, just if you see anything you want, let me know. And I'll check and see if I have duplicates. And like I said, everything is near mint or mint. That Kyurem EX is from Legendary Treasures, and that is the sealed Entei promo. I have several of those still. That is a full art Charizard. It is just inside the wrapping for the Enteis. It's perfectly fine. Everything, like I said, is mint. And that is a promo shiny Entei. That's the Zekrom from Next Destinies, and that one's from the Black and White promo series. And finally, we have these 2 Megas right here. And then over here we have our damaged cards. These have anything from like minor water damage like the Dialga level X to like a huge bend in that Darkrai level X promo. You could probably see it right there. The damage is really varied. If you want to know the exact condition, just let me know and I'll be sure to show you. Anyway, so those are the cards I have available. As long as you can comply with all the rules, you know, get it here within 2 weeks, you're half the trade. Or if you have, if you're under 14, get your parents' permission. You know, stuff like that. Then we can happily arrange a trade. And trust me, I hate having to like nitpick every single little rule, but honestly, I'm getting just as tired of having to deal with people not obeying the rules as I am. As I'm sure you guys are having to hear me say it over and over. Anyway, like I said, 2 Mega Latios, 1 Full Art, 1 Rayquaza. And those are my duplicates from Roaring Skies. So, as of the time this video goes live, trades are open. Just make sure you get it to me within a reasonable amount of time, because after I move, I mean, there's always the forwarding mail option the post offices have, but I'd rather, you know, make sure the cards actually get to me instead of arranging trades and having the risk of them being lost in limbo or not even getting to my new address for several months, stuff like that. So I hope you all maybe not enjoy, because this was mostly me ranting. I'm sorry, but I hope you all I hope you're all happy that trades are open at least. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.